Nothing But the Words, episode number 41. Write your book before it's too late.
Welcome to Nothing But the Words, the podcast that gives you everything you need to know to write a phenomenal book. Now here's your host, your author coach, Candace L. Davis.
Hey there, welcome to Nothing But the Words. I'm your author coach, Candace L. Davis. In this episode, I want to tell you why now is the right time to write your book and how you can get started on your road to becoming an author. Get started today. No more delays. I am not a person who despises Mondays. I love what I do. I work with brilliant people. My clients are amazing. And we get to discuss writing and books all day. Like, that's pretty much paradise for me. I'm incredibly grateful for the fact that I get to do work that combines my gifts and my passion and puts me in a position to connect with people I respect and admire and creates an end result that's tangible. I can see the results my clients get, not just the book they hold in their hand, which is amazing enough in and of itself, but also the results they get in their business, the way they grow their platform, just the things that are changed for the better in their lives and in their business when they become authors. So Monday, I'm cool with it. I get to talk to some clients, right? And really, my husband and I pretty much work every day. I'm not giving anyone the advice to do that. We generally work 7 days a week. So Monday is not a huge difference from Saturday or Sunday, even though I may work fewer hours on the weekend. But this Monday was a little bit different. By 2:00 in the afternoon, I really was tempted to just get back in the bed and start over again on Tuesday. The day started well enough. It actually started really great. I got to talk to one of my friends who I don't see very often and who I usually look forward to seeing once or twice a year at different events. And of course, events aren't going on right now. And she had some amazing projects to talk about, and we got to discuss that. But later, I got one of those phone calls that can turn your whole day upside down if you let it. My friend Anita, who was formerly my business partner and is still my friend and sometime collaborator, called me to tell me that a mutual acquaintance had passed away over the weekend. Even though I wasn't close to this person, I liked her, and hearing she had passed away peacefully while watching television in her home kind of rocked me. So this person was not elderly or frail. In fact, she was vibrant, politically active, outdoorsy. Like, she recently shared on social media that she had gone kayaking on a nearby lake. I've never been kayaking in my life, but she had done that. She was a business owner, and she was a woman who spoke her mind. She was not one of those people you expect to just be gone, because her presence here was so impactful and so very evident. Now, this is not the first person who has unexpectedly died in my life, of course. I'm a grown-up. It has happened many times before. And I have lost people unexpectedly to whom I was much closer, including one of my closest friends right after I graduated from college, and a nephew who I loved very, very much. And I'm sure you have experienced similar losses in your life. I don't know about you, but that kind of unexpected loss stops me in my tracks. And it makes me reconsider what I want to have done before I leave this earth, what I want to have accomplished. I'm talking about the things that I want to make sure I have done before my final days, what I want to leave behind, the impact that I really want to make. Very few people get to die empty, having given everything they had before the end of their lives, and I really want to be one of them. I want to tell my stories, write every single book that I have an idea for, help thousands of people do the same thing, write their books and get them out there and make them the best they possibly can be, grow my business so that it creates jobs and a legacy I can be proud of, and help other people get the knowledge and wisdom they need to do the same. And that's the thing. The person who passed away peacefully in front of her television last week could have easily been me or you. So I want to encourage you to write your book today, to get started today. If you're listening to this late at night, so what? Get started. Do not delay, because you may not get another opportunity to write it. You know, a lot of people have written off 2020. Most of the people in my circle some of whom have suffered true losses in their family in terms of loss of life with coronavirus or loss of life for other reasons, have still really brought something out of this year, whether it's lessons learned, growth in their business, books published, new relationships built, whatever it is, they've brought something out of this year. 2020 is not a loss. And one of the things you can bring out of this year is having started your book. I know you have all the reasons or excuses not to. But let me just tell you, my youngest client to write a book was 24 years old. Well, that does not include my 14-year-old niece, who co-wrote a children's book with her mother this year. And my oldest client spent years writing a phenomenal book of historical fiction, which she published, I believe, around the time she was getting close to 70 years old. Now, some people would say that 24 years old is too young to write a book, especially a memoir, but my client did it anyway. And it's getting him the results he wants. And just as importantly, it's going to get results for the people who choose to read it. And some people would say pushing 70 is too old to publish your book. Give up already. You're done. But my client did it. And she got the results that she wanted to get from it. And she told the story that she knew she wanted to tell. Young or older, neither of those authors is taking their book to the grave with them. One of my clients once told me that the graveyard is the greatest untapped resource because most people take their dreams, their goals, their best ideas with them to the grave, having never gone all in to make them a reality. Either you believe you have something worth saying in a book or you do not. Either you believe writing your book can help you grow your business and accomplish your other goals or you don't. Either you believe you have a story someone else wants to hear, or you don't believe it. Books have saved me. They've literally saved my life in some of the darkest times. They've helped me grow into a person who I can be proud of and help me grow professionally. They've pushed me to challenge and defend my values. And they have provided pure entertainment. I'm just one person. There are millions of people who would say the same. Books change lives. It doesn't matter if your book is a business book, a memoir, a novel. There's someone out there who needs it. Trust me, it can have an impact. Listen, your story is valuable. Your knowledge and your wisdom are valuable. I want you to stop delaying and start writing your book because someone is waiting on you. I said I would also tell you how to stop procrastinating and get started writing your book. So here's the how behind the what and the why. Now, I can give you all the time management strategies. Listen, I know them all. I've used Kanban, Flow. I've used a paper calendar. I use Google Calendar right now. All the strategies. Put your writing time on your calendar. Decide what you'll give up in your daily schedule in order to make time for writing. All of these strategies work. Maybe I'll do a whole episode on them sometime in the future. But all the strategies in the world will not serve you unless and until you decide you believe your book is worth writing. Now, if you truly and completely believed in the value of your book, there's a very good chance you would already have written it. Practice believing that what you have to offer in a book matters. Practice believing you can learn whatever you need to learn to write a phenomenal book. Practice believing your book will serve you and your readers. You practice believing by responding to all those doubts and fears every single time they rise up in your mind to give you a reason not to write. You have to talk back to your brain and tell it why it's wrong about you. Journal every day about your commitment to becoming an author until your brain is convinced that this is something you can and are going to do. Write 100 times, someone is waiting on my book and I'm going to do whatever it takes to make sure they have it, or whatever it is that you need to believe in order to get started and keep going. If you don't convince yourself that you're capable of writing this book now and that it's worth writing, you will probably never get it done. The vast majority of people don't write the books they say they want to. Writing a book is one of the most common New Year's resolutions. It's one of the most common dreams people hold for themselves. It's one of the most common goals people set, but only a small percentage ever actually get it done. You can be a part of that percentage. Now, I can believe for you, but my belief on your behalf will never be enough. In fact, I do believe for you. I believe anyone listening to this podcast has the ability to write a great book. But if you don't know where to start or you're worried about your writing skills, whatever it is, don't let those limitations or perceived limitations stand in your way, there are solutions to all of that. You already know that. There are things you needed to learn how to do in order to achieve other goals, and you learned how to do them. If you want to write better, take an English class or a creative writing class and strengthen those skills. If you don't know where to start, go back to episode 1 of this podcast and start there. I walk you episode by episode through the process to write a better book. Great books have been written by people much less smart than you, I promise. But they believed in their ability to learn how to write a great book, and then they put in the work to get it done. You can do this too. I believe in you. That's all for this week, my friends. If you need a concrete starting place for your book, visit CandiceLDavis.com/jumpstart and download my free action guide. The 5 questions in this simple guide will get you moving in the right direction. Thanks for listening to Nothing But the Words. I'm your author coach, Candice L. Davis, and I'll see you next time.